Welcome back to the show, Spazites. This is Gizmo Spaz here, and today we are doing a visual review of Lego Movie set, Emmet's Constructo-Mech. And, yeah, I decided to start building again. I haven't built in a while, and building Legos is a huge stress reliever for me. I believe I got this set before we moved down to Tennessee, and I've been jonesing to build. You know, I've loved building. You know, since I was a little kid, I started collecting Lego again. I want to say about 4 years ago now, maybe even 5. I went to Chicago. And for my birthday, my sister and brother-in-law got me a couple of Power Miner sets. So I could actually look back and I forgot my phone somewhere, so I won't be able to look back right now and see what year they were made available. So, but anyway, let's get to it. Here is our video review of Emmet's Constructo-Mech. Now, you can see almost all of it. You can't see the very top. Now, on the box, I was kind of under the impression that these little things up here were articulated. They are not. They are not articulated. I also thought that these were going to be drums, where you could put, like, the barrels, the wood barrels that you could put a minifigure in, and that is also not the case. But let's stop pointing out what isn't and go to what is. So it does have treads that you build. You build each leg on 6 wheels. You got 3 wheels on each side of the leg, on the inner and the outer, so that you have 2 separate working treads. And I said that really weird, on each leg. There we go. Sorry, I had a piece coming off. I don't think I had it on there quite tight enough. And someday I would actually like to do the whole speed camera thing once I figure out how to do that, and record myself building, and then show a time-lapse video of the complete set being built. And then end the video on a review like I'm doing right now. Until I figure out how to do that, though, we're just going to have to go with this. Let me see here. I still have the box right here. This set had 708 pieces. It is set number 70814. And it was released early last year, I think. Maybe even longer ago than that. It took me a while to get this one, but when I got it, I finally got it. So I'm happy anyway. Let's move on. The legs, we're going to move with the legs. I'm a little disappointed. They are permanently in this position. There's no joint here, no joint here. You can see what kind of parts they use to make up the leg there. The only real joint is right here, the hip joint. That is as far forward as it will go, making the already back-heavy contraption. They should have just made it permanently like this, but if you adjust the legs like that, it's just going to fall backwards. It has no front weight at all. I already feel like it's going to fall over. The only real thing you can do with this is you can put the leg like that and then hope that it doesn't fall over, I guess. That it's very hard to balance unless it's in this position right here. So that's a little disappointing. I really wish they could have put a joint here in the knees at least, so you could go boom and then boom and make it stand a little taller or something. But I'm assuming there was a reason they couldn't do that. I'm guessing it's the weight of the figure overall. Now, if they had to use the same kind of, let's focus again. They had to use the same kind of joint that they use here in the knees, which I think they could have. I'm going to have to look online and see if there are any alternate builds that people have worked on with this. Then I think that the knees would hold their position. But anyway, Okay, let's move on to the arms. The arms have these cool pneumatic pieces right here that I think are really cool. I don't get these pieces too often in sets. When you go like this, the little tube slides in and out. Now the arms have this here. They've got a cool little double joint here, so you can make them go forward and up like that, and then they have this joint right here. Now this section here doesn't really spin around or anything, but this does open. And you probably saw me fiddling with it when the video started. I had one of the little skeleton minifigures in there, but we'll get to them shortly. I'll do the visual review of the minifigures as well. It does come with a shoulder guys right here that, I mean, they just fold down like that. There's no real reason for them to change their positions. And then as you can see here, Emmett's cockpit. Get him in there. There we go. Emmett's cockpit does have a couple of hinges. It hinges here, right here at this point, and it also hinges up. That's as high as it goes there, but then that opens up quite a ways. And then there's Emmett right there with his control sticks to control his Constructomech. I find that quite amazing that only 2 control sticks will control this behemoth. But ha 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 ha. I'm just splitting hairs. Now these do come off, and each of these little guys is hinged. They do come off, but other than that, there's no real purpose for them. Now we're going to go to the back of this bad boy here. You can see what the back of him is made up of. Not a whole lot. Typical Lego, you know, nothing too fancy. We've got a bunch of smooth parts right here just so it doesn't have too much of this going on. Because a lot of this is a, oh, I forgot what kind of build that's called. I want to say vertical build, but that's not right. But you can see it all over. A lot of this was built like this and then put into place. So, for the body anyway. And then obviously you have some differences up here around the shoulders and the arms. But these, something similar to this, these are hollow. These are made up of 2 pieces and they are hollow, and then they have one of these on the end. I was thinking that they'd be like that, and then Emmett could use them to, you know, capture his little skeleton bad guys in or something. Also on the box, it shows one of the skeletons like on this rolling wheel, but there's no way to actually attach the skeleton to the rolling wheel except through the stud on his head, so that wouldn't really work. Now I know I didn't show you the other arm yet, and I already kind of spoiled it, but here we have the other arm. It's got one of those cool little pneumatic parts to it. And the other arm has the same exact articulation as the first arm, except this thing is got a spinning. It spins here and then it also spins there. Now these aren't connected. They can spin individually of each other. It's a little tricky with only one hand, but you can see they're not lined up anymore. There we go. So yeah, there you go with that. Now, I think I basically covered everything here. Let's see, it's not on any kind of rotator. That would have been another cool thing if they had one of those spinning click discs down here so that it could rotate at the waist. I think that would have been cool as well. So I wish I had the money to purchase parts and build my own version of Emmett's Constructomech. Someday I hope to. We have a pretty extensive collection of spare bricks that we've picked up at garage sales over the years since we started collecting again. My fiance and I, whenever we see them at garage sales, we pick them up. We have a few bins of Legos at garage sales. But now we are going to get into the minifigures before my video runs out. Let's zoom in as close as we can, and there we go. There's Emmett. Emmett comes with 2 different faces. I will just spin his head around. You can see happy-faced Emmett, more like a normal minifigure, and then frustrated Emmett there. Now this Emmett does not come with the the extra neck piece to attach the piece of resistance onto his back. So that's Emmett. And now we will get into the skeletons. Now they are identical, so I'm only going to show you one. At least I think they're identical. Let's put them. Yep, they're identical. So here, average skeleton body with the little legs, the little arms, and the head. Except this is a robotic skeleton, as you can see. It almost looks a little like a T1000 without its, or T800 without its, you know, skin covering. So there, it's just your average skeleton Lego, except it's gray instead of white. And there's your two skeletons. Now we'll get to Unikitty. This is a unique piece for this set because Unikitty, this is the only way you can get Angry Kitty, I think. I'll have to look again, but this is the only way you can get Angry Kitty Unikitty. And you can see all the flames. The tail appears to be a flame. And you can see all the pieces that make up Unikitty here. It's a cute little set. Everybody likes Unikitty. Unikitty is awesome, the little anime cat. The coolest thing about Unikitty is you can set it up different ways. So you can have the tail on the side. You can still, you know, she's still poseable, even though she's really not. I'm not even sure if Unikitty is a he or she. Doesn't really matter, I suppose, but Unikitty is adorable regardless. And there you go, there's Unikitty. And I think we'll call it quits for now. I am a huge fan of Legos, so feel free to comment your recent finds if you found anything recently, whatever, blah blah blah. As always, of course, be nice, be kind. If you see someone in need, give a hand if you can. I think that's all I got today. Happy hunting and goodbye.